15 spine-chilling true ghost stories verified by police. Number 15. Amityville Horror. The Amityville Horror is a book by American author Jay Anson, published in September 1977. It is also the basis of a series of films released from 1979 onward. The book is based on the claims of paranormal experiences by the Lutz family but has led to controversy and lawsuits over its truthfulness. Number 14. Enfield Poltergeist. The Enfield Poltergeist was a claim of supernatural activity at 284 Green Street, a council house in Brimsdown, Enfield, London, England, between 1977 and 1979. The alleged poltergeist activity was centered on sisters Janet, aged 11, and Margaret Hodgson, aged 13. Some members of the Society for Psychical Research, SPR, such as paranormal investigator Maurice Grosse and writer Guy Lyon Playfair, believed the haunting to be genuine, while others like Anita Gregory and John Beloff were unconvinced and found evidence the girls had faked incidents for the benefit of journalists. Members of the Committee for the Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal, SICAP, including stage magicians Milbourne Christopher and Joe Nickel, criticized paranormal investigators for being credulous whilst also identifying elements of the case as being indicative of a hoax. The story attracted press coverage in British newspapers, has been mentioned in books, featured in television and radio documentaries, and dramatized in the 2016 horror film The Conjuring 2. Number 13. Smurl Haunting. The Smurl haunting refers to claims made by Jack and Janet Smurl of West Pittston, Pennsylvania, U.S., who alleged that a demon inhabited their home between 1974 and 1989. The Smurls' claims gained wide press attention and were investigated by demonologists who encouraged the family to believe that demons were to blame, and clergy, psychologists, and scientific skeptics who offered more parsimonious explanations. The Smurls' version of their story was the subject of a 1986 paperback titled The Haunted and a 1991 made-for-TV movie of the same name released by 20th Century Fox. The 2025 horror film, The Conjuring, Last Rites, offers a loosely adapted portrayal of the Smurl haunting. Number 12. Perron Family Haunting. Ghost hunting is the process of investigating locations that are purportedly haunted by ghosts. The practice has been heavily criticized for its dismissal of the scientific method. No scientific study has confirmed the existence of ghosts. Ghost hunting is considered a pseudoscience by the vast majority of educators, academics, science writers, and skeptics. Science historian Brian Regal described ghost hunting as an unorganized exercise in futility. Number 11. Snedeker House Haunting. The Haunting in Connecticut is a 2009 supernatural horror film directed by Peter Cornwell in his featured directorial debut, and starring Virginia Madsen, Kyle Gallner, Martin Donovan, Amanda Crew, and Elias Koteas. The film follows a family who, to help mitigate the strains of travel on their cancer-stricken son, move into a former funeral home with a dark history. It is based on the alleged supernatural experiences of Carmen Snedeker and her family while residing in a former funeral home in Southington, Connecticut in the late 1980s. The Snedeker family's experiences were documented by writer Ray Garton in a Dark Place, The Story of a True Haunting, 1992, though Garton later publicly distanced himself from the accuracy of the events he depicted in the book. Development of The Haunting in Connecticut began in 2007 through Gold Circle Films, with John Carpenter originally attached as director, though Carpenter eventually backed out of the project due to creative differences, with Cornwell serving as his replacement. Number 10. Myrtles Plantation. The Myrtles Plantation is a historic home and former antebellum plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana, United States, built in 1796 by General David Bradford. In the early history of the property, it was worked by enslaved people. It is reportedly a haunted place, and has been featured in television. The Myrtles Plantation has been listed on the National Register of Historic Places since 1978. Number 9. Winchester Mystery House. The Winchester Mystery House is a mansion in San Jose, California, that was once the personal residence of Sarah Winchester, the widow of firearms magnate William Wirt Winchester. The house became a tourist attraction 9 months after her death in 1922. The Victorian and Gothic-style mansion is renowned for its size and its architectural curiosities and for the numerous myths and legends surrounding the structure and its former owner. Number 8. Eastern State Penitentiary. The Eastern State Penitentiary, ESP, is a former American prison in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It is located in the Fairmount section of the city, and was operational from 1829 until 1971. The penitentiary refined the revolutionary system of separate incarceration, first pioneered at the Walnut Street Jail, which emphasized principles of reform rather than punishment. Notorious criminals such as Al Capone and bank robber Willie Sutton were held inside its innovative wagon wheel design. For their role in the Calais Massacre of 1934, James Bruno, Big Joe, and several male relatives were incarcerated here between 1936 and 1948, before they were paroled. Number 7. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a former sanatorium located in the Waverly Hills neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky. In the early 1900s, Jefferson County was ravaged by an outbreak of tuberculosis known as the White Plague, which prompted the construction of a new hospital. The sanatorium opened in 1910 as a 2-story facility able to accommodate between 40 and 50 tuberculosis patients. The hospital closed in 1961, due to the success of antibiotic drug streptomycin in lowering the needs for such a facility. At some point, plans were made to turn the abandoned hospital into a hotel, but this is no longer the case. Number 6. Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, TALA, was a psychiatric hospital located in Weston, West Virginia, and it has previously been known by other names, such as West Virginia Hospital for the Insane and Weston State Hospital. The asylum was open to patients from 1864 until 1994. After its closure, patients were moved to the new William R. Sharp, Jr. Hospital in Weston, named after William R. Number 5. Villisca Axe Murders. The Villisca Axe murders occurred during the night of June 9 to the early morning of June 10, 1912, in the town of Villisca, Iowa, in the United States. The 6 members of the Moore family and 2 guests were found bludgeoned in the Moore residence. All 8 victims, including 6 children, had severe head wounds from an axe. A lengthy investigation yielded several suspects. The house was restored in the 1990s and is known as the Villisca Axe Murder House. Number 4. Lizzie Borden House. The Lizzie Borden House is notorious for being the home of Lizzie Borden and her family, and it is the location of the 1892 unsolved double murder of Lizzie's father and stepmother Andrew and Abby Borden. It is located on 230 2nd Street in the city of Fall River, Massachusetts. Number 3. Bell Witch. The Bell Witch or Bell Witch haunting is a legend from southern United States folklore, centered on the 19th century Bell family of northwest Robertson County, Tennessee. Farmer John Bell Sr. resided with his family along the Red River in an area currently near the town of Adams. According to legend, from 1817 to 1821, his family in the local area came under attack by a mostly invisible entity that was able to speak, affect the physical environment, and shapeshift. Some accounts record the spirit also to have been clairvoyant and capable of crossing long distances with superhuman speed, or of being in more than one place at a time. Number 2. Fox Sisters. The Fox sisters were 3 sisters from Rochester, New York who played an important role in the creation of spiritualism: Leah, April 8, 1813 November 1, 1890, Margaretta, also called Maggie, October 7, 1833 March 8, 1893, and Catherine Fox, also called Kate, March 27, 1837 July 2, 1892. The two younger sisters reported rappings to convince their older sister and others that they were communicating with spirits as if by a coded signal. Their older sister then took charge of them and managed their careers for some time. They all